super fantastic sparkling day. Excuse me. Welcome to Porch Light Letters podcast number 2473. Happy Mother's Day. I know in the States it is only the 9th of May and it is a Saturday. Today here in New Zealand it is the 10th of May and it is Mother's Day. So we get to celebrate those important women in our life who took on that role of mother, be they your birth mother, adopted mother, foster mother, an aunt bringing you up as taking on that mother role, an older sister taking on that role as mother. Anybody in your life that has that role of mother that has helped raise you, you need to, turn around and say thank you. And I know some people went through some tough times, but there's always somebody in somebody's life that sticks out that they consider a mother to them, that they wouldn't have got through something without that particular person in that role. So take time to say hi and thank you. And I learned very interesting facts today. There's a very interesting story in church this morning. So part of the service is the thank you time, and they got up and they started talking about Iron Man. Now you're going, why Iron Man? Yeah, that's what I was sitting there telling. Iron Man, love those movies. Why are you bringing up Iron Man on Mother's Day? There is a tie-in. Now behind, you've got Tony Stark there who has his Iron Man suit on, and he always talks to this voice. If you think about it, it is an AI voice that he's talking to. This is how far ahead of time they were with the AI. And Tony Stark talks to his computer called Jarvis. And Jarvis is there to do anything and everything that Tony Stark needs done, right? Looks after him, protects him where he can, warns him of stuff coming up. Kind of like a mother role, would you say? That he's always there to got Tony Stark's back and does anything and everything, just about anything and everything that Tony Stark asks him to do, like a mother. Well, it so happens that back in the early 1900s, and we're going back to 1905, when a woman called Anne Reeves Jarvis passed away. Her daughter was called Anna Jarvis. And Anna Jarvis founded Mother's Day in the United States to honor her mother's wish for a day commemorating Mother's Service. And her mother passed away in 1905. So she carried on with that vow to, her mother was Anne Reeves Jarvis, and this is Anna Jarvis. Notice the tie-in the names. And so the first Mother's Day was actually celebrated in the United States in 1908, on May 10th, 1908. So 100 and something, whatever, 118 years ago. Does that work out to be 26? Yeah, 118 years ago today. They had the celebration of the first Mother's Day. It was, they had a memorial service at Andrews Methodist Church in Grafton, West Virginia. And a larger ceremony was held in Philadelphia. They chose the symbol as the white carnation as the official flower because it was her mother's favorite, symbolizing purity of a mother's love. Oh, that was so sweet and so cool. And in 1914, President Woodrow Wilson signed a proclamation establishing the second Sunday in May as Mother's Day. So here you have Anna Jarvis. Tony Stark has Jarvis, his computer that does anything and everything that he needs doing, almost anything and everything. And then you have Anna Jarvis, who started this to recognize mothers. Then after that, commercialization came into it. And she was not, and Anna Jarvis was not happy about that at all. And she didn't come from wealth. She didn't come from money or anything. But any money that she did have, she put towards protesting Mother's Day because she did not like the commercialization for it. So she intended the day a quiet day for reflection, family visits, handwritten letters, and she strongly opposed the sale of flowers and cards and candies by florists and marketers to celebrate Mother's Day. So she fought that until the day she died in 1948 at the age of 84. So she never got married. She never had any kids. So there's no genealogy from her that comes forward through that time. But I thought it was rather interesting that when it was brought up today about Jarvis from Iron Man, he was kind of like a mother figure in a way that was there to back up Tony Stark and do what needs to be done and everything else. And I just thought it was interesting that they had used Jarvis as the person who had actually started Mother's Day as the name for Tony Stark. Whether there was any actual tie into that or not, I don't know. Just thought it was a happy coincidence. So, Mother's Day is a really cool. I got to spend the morning with my mum. My dad's got, as my mother puts it, Dad has man flu. Any woman will totally understand that. The men may or may not get that. Brad had man flu a lot of the time, some of the time as well. And so he didn't come to church with us. And Mum was on morning tea for the church. And so I said, look, I've got nothing on. I was planning to come to church anyway, so let's do this. So she picked me up. We went in. We got in early. We got everything set up for the morning tea. We had a really good service today, and that's when this story about the two Jarvises was mentioned. I thought, that's a very interesting tie-in. And then I got to help her serve morning tea later on after church had finished, tea and coffee with everybody. We had some biscuits there, cookies for the Americans. And then we left and went home, and Mum had some homemade pumpkin soup with sourdough. We had some sourdough bread that we toasted with it. It was so good. Oh, I love my mum's homemade pumpkin soup. It is amazing. And sat there and had this full bowl of it along with some sourdough bread, toasted sourdough bread. It was just amazing. It was a really very simple, very filling lunch. And afterward, I was sort of like, I need a nap. I need a schnoozle. But I had to help Dad get set up because he did have a meeting that he was supposed to be on, and they were doing it on Zoom today. So I had to make sure he had everything set up so that he was able to do the Zoom call in his recliner on his laptop, projected onto the TV. We got that set up for him. And then Mum just dropped me off. And I said, look, I'm going to take you out for afternoon tea for Mother's Day. And so we're actually going to go out for morning tea tomorrow morning, even though it'll be Monday. I figured it's still Sunday in the States. It's still Mother's Day. And so we're covered. And so both Mum and Dad will be with us, and we'll go out for morning tea tomorrow. And I'll do that for Mother's Day for Mum. So I want to do something special for her. But it was a good time catching up with Mum and Dad, because I haven't seen them since Saturday last week when we went for the cousins lunch, which was really cool. You've heard me talk about it all week if you've been tuning in. So today was just all about Mum and Mother's Day, and looking at the new plants that she had put into her garden, and having a look at her camellia bush called Helen. And it is actually a variety of camellias called Helen. They have one there, and it has this white flower on it with a yellow center. And so yes, there is a camellia bush out there that is actually called Helen. So you can actually go look it up. It's white with a yellow center. It's a very pretty flower. And there's a lot of buds sitting on the tree waiting to burst forth as well. So quite happy about that. Had a great time with my mum and dad today. And now I just get to go have my schnoozle, because you see these little things under my eyes? Yeah, these little bags, little suitcases, little carry-ons that are trying to become suitcases. Yeah, I'm going to go eliminate those now. I'm going to go have a schnoozle and just kick back and relax after. Although I do have a project. Oh, I didn't bring it in with me. So we have an AI open office every Friday morning from 10 to 11. Yeah, 10 to 11 on a Friday morning. We have an AI open office that Tessa and I run together under the Zanakin Studios. And so this past Friday, Tessa said to me, she says, Helen, you're gonna do a demo on Suno next week. I went, absolutely. And then afterwards, I'm like, I'm doing a demo and I says, oh, looks like I'm gonna have to go write some new songs. So I got into ChatGPT today, and I said I needed some song ideas, just some topics that I could write songs about. And I wanted to do something fun and whimsical, some serious, and just try and pick a song where we could take the lyrics, put them into Suno, and then try it in different styles, so different genres, and see what we came up with. One of the genres that suggested was Pirate Tavern. I was like, oh, a Pirate Tavern. Aye, we could do that. It probably sounded more Irish than pirate, but that's the way it goes. And so I ended up printing 14 pages of stuff. I put it down to single space, so I can go in, and I've started making notes on the paper about different ideas for different lyrics that we could use. And so ChatGPT gave me a topic, and then it gave one suggested line that I could use, because I told it, I don't want you to write the lyrics. I just want the ideas. So it gave me one suggested line, and then it gave me the different styles that it could be done under. There's some interesting styles in there. There's Vikings. There's, hang on, what other ones were there? There's Vikings, and it came out with some really cool styles and stuff. Where is it? Oh yeah, here it is, song ideas. So it came with some ideas. It's got like 80s arena rock anthem, Celtic folk version, country power ballad, EDM festival anthem, Disney style musical, epic movie trailer version, jazz lounge version, pirate tavern song, Gregorian chant, heavy metal, death metal. I'm like, death metal? Sinatra swing, country, gospel choir, opera. I'm like, 80s workout anthem. I thought that would be hilarious. Bluegrass. So it came up with all these different genres to try. And it's given me these different themes to do. And some of them it's even suggested some lyrics, a line of lyrics that I could use. It actually came up with a whole like chorus. Here's the base chorus. Let's put as many different, we can put different verses in here, but this is the chorus. And I said, I don't want the lines. I want the topics. I just want the topics. And so it then came up with some topics for me. And it would put one line to go with each topic. It was absolutely hilarious. And then going, a favorite idea for your audience. It gave me the idea, and it says in wildly different genres, you could do it because it's memorable, positive, it fits your brand, people will laugh, people will emotionally connect. It demonstrates Suno's range fast. And even something like a Celtic, and so then I said, hang on, whoa. I just want a topic. Give me different topics that I can then use as a launching platform. And so then it says, now I've got you. And so it gave me a topic, it gave me a theme, it goes why it works, and gave me things like emotional and country, epic and cinema, hopeful and 80s pop, haunting and Celtic, hilarious and metal, and then gave me a possible hook, like a line that you could use in it. And so I've been going through each one of these, and I'm sort of like, yeah, some of these. And like one of them, it came up, and I immediately went to, it came up with a sentence. And as soon as I read that sentence, it immediately took me to John Farnham's song, You're the Voice, in the first verse where it says, we're all someone's daughter, we're all someone's son. How long are we going to look at each other down the barrel of a gun? Those are the lyrics from the first verse, like the second half of the first part to the second half of the first verse. And it was triggered with that because of all of some weird topic it came up with. Another one it came up with had to do with the front porch, and I immediately went to who was on the Paul Young that says every time you go away you take a piece of me with you. What was that song? Every time you go away. I think it was Paul Young. Was it Paul Young that sung that one? And it gave that one, so it took me there, and it was like different ones, different things it was giving me was taking me to different songs I already knew. And I was like, okay, I have to get out of that mode of it reminding me of other songs and look at that in a different light. So there's some very interesting song things in here. And then it came up with, if you're going to, because I said, I really like the pirate theme of doing a song that's good in pirate, and we can change it to others. So it came up with different styles that would pair really well against the pirate tavern. So it's going to be interesting this week coming up with the lyrics for these songs, and seeing what I come up with, and then testing it in different genres. And then, because I'm going to go in and test it in different genres and stuff before we actually go live on Suno. So if we need to, I already have the song in there with the style written, and I can just take them to the recording of that song. Look, here's that same song, same lyrics, but we're going to do it in this style. So I might key some of those up because it can take a little bit for Suno to create the song, like about 3 or 4 minutes. And when you've got like a 20-minute presentation to do, you've got to talk about something during that 3 or 4 minutes before you can play the two different versions. So I may actually go in and do a couple of styles, and then actually take one of them and create it there online for them at the time so they can see the whole process of how that works. So that's going to be a fun project for this week. But for now, it's all about the mums. Actually, that would be a good song title. All about the mums. Write that one down. All about the mums. Maybe I'll do a belated Mother's Day one. And I've already got a couple of other ideas of songs that are not on that list that I'm going to see if I can come up with and do. And yeah, it's going to require collaboration from a few people to come up with the lyrics for one particular song I'm thinking of to give to somebody later this year. So actually, I've got 2 of those types of songs to write. All about the mums. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm out of here. Go out and have a super fantastic sparkling day. We'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey, konera. Oh, don't forget to call your mum.